Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of 3D Thursday. Oh, gonna have to get used to this. I'm your host Jeff Fagan and today we're gonna talk about 3D printed objects specifically for filmmakers. So over here behind me I have the three objects, and it's gonna be interesting about these objects today because two of them are going to be somewhat generic. One of them is specifically for the Red Komodo. So we're going to talk about the two generic products first, and then we'll talk about the Red Komodo one. Also, everything, all the links to what we're talking about is in the description below. So if you want to print these products, it is available. Now I'm just checking over my screen because this is, again, we're in the early parts of doing these streams, so bear with me today. So let's go over to the desk over here. So first we have these 3D printed lens caps. So I have an 82 mil right here, and this is an 82 mil, and this is a 67 mil lens cap. And so what's great about these lens caps are they work really well. They work, here, let me step behind here. They work incredibly well, and you don't have to do a bunch of things to print them. You just literally hit print, and this entire lens cap prints. You don't have to worry about it working. Interestingly enough, even though it's 3D printed, it does work right here where you push in to lock and unlock the print. And so these are so far my favorite lens cap prints. Highly recommend them. Again, link is in the description below if you want to print them yourselves. The second item is going to be this Rode Wireless Go wand in order to interview microphone essentially. And here I'm going to go bring over to this angle. So what this wand does is it actually lets you use either a Rode Wireless Go or pretty much any device, wireless audio device, to be used as an interview microphone. Rode actually made one of these, but you can print it yourself. Now you may see I actually had to glue the piece right here because my printer is a little too small to print this all in one go. But you know, I was able to, or let me rephrase, my printer is too small to print this all at full size. So what I had to do is I had to cut it in about half in the slicer, and I printed them both next to each other. So it did print the whole thing at once, but I had to glue it together. And just to show you real quick, I have a, where's my wireless dongle? Actually, I can just use the one that I have in my pocket right here. So this is the wand right here, and you just take the remote and you could interview people. Now I'm messing with my own little wireless here, but this is the Komica XD Pro. It fits pretty well. I'll go for the close-up shot over here. This is the the original XD boom, and it fits really well on this. So you could basically use the microphone that's built into the transmitter and use it as an interview microphone, but it's wireless. Now, if you have some of the newer ones like the Rode Wireless Go 2, or if you have the new XD Boom Pro, which I have coming in, these will also record the audio internally, which is great because you either won't have to have them linked to the camera, or the audio to the camera will just be a safety, or the primary, depending on how you're going to do it, and then the audio recording in here will be a safety. So this has been a pretty cool print. I'm going to make it better. I'm also going to unplug myself from this because I should have had one ready. That's the problem with doing these streams or these things live. You're going to see my mistakes live. So let's talk about the last item, which I am so excited about because it's something that I've been thinking you could 3D print for a long time, but nobody made one until now. And again, I have a link to it in the description below. And it is this Prism Viewfinder Adapter for the Red Komodo. Now, you may have seen a lot of people in here. Let's do a close-up right here. So here is the Prism adapter. I don't have it on my Komodo because I have my cage on, and even if you buy the Viper Gear one, which was probably what this was based off of, you cannot have a cage, or at least the top part of the cage, or anything on the top of your Komodo if you're going to use this Prism Viewfinder. But what it lets you do is if you have a medium format camera and you have that Prism Viewfinder on top of it, specifically, I think I have a link to it in the description below which viewfinder you need. But if you have that viewfinder, you can actually use it uses a viewfinder on the Red Komodo's built-in LCD screen. Now, again, Viper Gears has been making these If you don't have a 3D printer, I absolutely recommend going to Viper Gears because they make pretty much the best and only good one on the market right now. But if you do have access to a 3D printer, absolutely look into printing one of these. I would probably print it at like 80% infill just so this thing is sturdy. For me, whenever I have products that I'm actually going to use and put to the test and I don't want it to break on me, I use a lot of infill. So look into this Prism Viewfinder attachment for the Komodo. It's really great. There's a lot of really awesome products that have been coming out lately for not just the Komodo, but for the Blackmagic, for so many filmmaking things in general. Stay tuned. If you're into 3D printing or you want to get into 3D printing, I will be doing more generic 3D printing on my Jeff Fagan personal channel. I'll put a link to that in the description below, but it's just youtube.com/Jeff Fagan, GEOFFFAGIEN. And I'm going to be doing some generic 3D printing stuff, but when it comes to the Reach Films channel, I'm going to make sure that anything we talk about 3D printing is always going to be about filmmaking and 3D printing together. So again, that's why we're doing 3D Thursdays. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope that maybe I can get you to get into 3D printing. And if you do, you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the comment section below. And if you got value out of today's video, please make sure to hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell to keep up to date with the latest videos on the channel. I want to try and make these videos relatively short. That way, you know, we have a decent amount to go over every week because there are just so many prints. So stay tuned. To those who join me live, thank you for joining me. These lives aren't necessarily going to have Q&As in them, but if you do have questions that I didn't get to during the broadcast, please make sure to put them in the comments below and I'll make sure I get to them afterwards. Thanks again for everybody for joining. I will see you in the next video. And let's go over here. Bye.